What is cartoon motion? What is that?
I don't know. I made it up. I don't know. I really don't know. I just like the sound of it. I like the idea. I like the imagery of it. I like the idea that it's almost because the album deals with a lot of coming of age issues and transitions, kind of, you know, pretending to grow up and become a young adult, which I'm not doing very well at. And I suppose that whole transition, that whole kind of like my personal movement from childhood to young adulthood was quite animated, quite comic book like, quite silly.
Do you have a favorite cartoon sound effect?
Apart from my yodeling, which we talked about earlier.
Please feel free. Feel free.
I do collect...
The microphone is yours.
But Gwen Stefani, she does a mean yodel.
Does she?
Yeah, she does.
But your favorite cartoon sound effect?
I collect Warner Brothers, like the short clippets that they made. Yeah, I collect those.
And your favorite?
It's got to be the classic, you know, the classic squeeze horn.
That one? What about the running off part? That one? No, but hang on. This will always get a row out of people. It's the cartoon klung. When an anvil falls on an anvil falls on a cartoon character's head. Klung!
Amazing.
Isn't that great?
You know, that was people's lives.
Yes.
They did that every single day. I recorded in a studio that they used for those things.
A Foley studio.
Yeah, they used Sunset Sound to do some of those noises. It was big business, big money. I mean, when you think about it, it's all there is on those tracks.
Were you thrilled to be in the same place that they made those sound effects?
Oh, you have no idea.
I know, eh? It's really spiritual somehow.
Yeah, it was so weird.
Yeah.
Actually, Sunset Sound was built. It's a studio in Los Angeles on Sunset Boulevard, and it's legendary. Prince recorded there, Rolling Stones recorded there, but more importantly, of course, it was built for Walt Disney. And they recorded Fantasia in the room where I recorded Grace Kelly. They recorded Mary Poppins. And actually, if you listen to Grace Kelly, there's this little bit at the beginning where it goes, "Do I attract you?" Underneath it goes,
I swear to God, wait a second. I had my head. I usually listen to the song really loud in the studio, and I had my headphones on, and I was doing something else. So I turned it down low, and I heard that, and I phoned people in the studio, and in the station went, "Have you heard
the horses, the dancing horses
going on?"
Do you know how I did that? Because that was a reference to the bit in Mary Poppins where they jump into the painting, and the horses start dancing. So we used drumsticks on the wall and recorded the sound of the drumsticks on the wall, and it's supposed to be horses dancing. It's like a little Mary Poppins reference.
So when you were making the record, you didn't have everything. Nothing was carved in stone.
No, the only thing that was carved in stone was the writing, and that's why I'm so kind of like obsessively defensive about saying like, oh yeah, I wrote everything within this period. Like I didn't make this record my whole life. If anything, because it led the kind of road to making this record was so you know, up and down. I was rejected for so long that when I decided to make the album that I was going to make, I made a decision. I wrote the first version of Grace Kelly, and everything fell in place right after that. And it happened quite quickly after failing for such a long time. So, but as far as musically and production-wise, because I get to co-produce, no, I mean, it's all about spaghetti throwing. Expensive spaghetti throwing, I'll admit, but it's all about creative spaghetti throwing.
You're so polite. We say, take shit and throw it on the wall and see what sticks. You say spaghetti?
I say spaghetti, you say shit.
At least I got you to say shit. That's all. Have you been wandering around and ever heard someone's cell phone go off and it's one of your songs?
No, but I got.
It must be really spooky though.
Yeah, I bought one of my True Tone, whatever it's called. Things. It was rubbish.
Yeah.
I got it in the UK, and it was one of my songs, Relax, and it was really, really bad.
Oh, it was a MIDI? It was a MIDI version of it? Oh, I see. That's why.
Rubbish. But a friend of mine did email me the other day, and he was working in Siberia, and he had to get stitches on his head. This is not a joke. He had to get 2 stitches on the back of his head because he was walking around Siberia on his way home one night at about 11:45.
Yes.
And he was there on a business trip, and he's walking down the street, and some guy across the road, his phone goes off, and it's Relax, my song, and he double takes, trips on ice, and falls backwards, and had to get 2 stitches put in.
That's very funny.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. He's trying to make me pay.
Some
pay the money.
Clause?
Yeah. But he's got something else coming.
So Mod Club sold out. Does that shock, surprise you?
Makes me giggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think it was a little bit too early for you to be so popular?
Very surprising at how fast everything has happened.
Mm-hmm.
Very, especially considering I've never been here before.
Right.
But it's quite an honor. It is. I mean, do you know how? Can you imagine how weird that must be?
No, I'm from one.
Imagine if you like made a bunch of material, and then one day someone tells you, oh, it's doing really well in wherever, Siberia. Canada's not Siberia by any means, not. But like somewhere you've never been, and like you show up, because I'm assuming you've been to London.
I have.
Yeah, so it's different. But like imagine if like someone calls you up, oh, by the way, your gig in London sold out. It's just so amazing. It's amazing. It's quite an honor.
The European tour takes you through. I mean, there's the one Mod Club gig in Toronto, and then there's all kinds of European dates in Germany and blah, blah, blah. I'm assuming, and you can, because this is only Grace Kelly, and there's so much more on the album, it can go so much deeper. I'm expecting that you will be returning, and you will be selling out a bigger venue sometime down the road.
Yeah, I really hope to. I mean, if I was just in Montreal yesterday, as I said.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, that was one of the most amazing gigs I have ever experienced in my life.
Mm-hmm.
It was insane. They were so up for it. They were so... Because my show's it's kind of silly and quite flaming lips. And they were so up for... And the audience has got to be part of it if you're going to do stuff like that.
Well, Montreal is that kind of... I'm not denouncing a Toronto audience, but Montreal is far more animated.
Well, I hope Toronto's a bit like that, because... I've just spent an awful lot of money in a costume shop for tomorrow night.
Okay.
And my keyboard player's about to kill me because I've gotten him a 7-foot-tall donkey outfit.
And who's in the rear end?
No, it's a single person.
Oh, I see. It's a single person donkey outfit. All right.
But if you're willing... No,
I'm not. Other than Grace Kelly, I will ask you this. Your favorite song. I'm not saying which favorite song to perform or which favorite song that you wrote, or other than Grace Kelly having the most impact and the most downloaded, just generically speaking, your favorite song on the album.
On the album?
Yeah.
Any Other World.
Mm-hmm.
I really like it. I think simply because I think I managed to... I mean, I always look at songwriting because I'm obsessed with the craft of writing a song. And I'm always interested in how far you can push the 3.5-minute structure within the confines of that structure, so you don't suddenly turn it into some kind of inaccessible piece of music. It's still a pop song, but how far can you push it? I think that I managed to do something with Any Other World that's very unusual as far as mainstream pop is concerned, and it's kind of classical, but yet it doesn't lose any of its immediacy. And the lyrics are so simple and very suggestive, but with the simplest building blocks, and I think that's how you should write pop songs.
Perfect. Time's up.